NCTV45, The Train, anytime on your time.
This program was provided through funding from Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. A special thanks to Cedars, featuring Middle Eastern, Italian, and American cuisine.
Welcome to the Cedars Sports Corner, everybody. I'm Alex Laverson, and our producer who usually joins me for these shows is going to be
Behind the glass.
Behind the glass. He's going to be operating the switches, but he'll still be there talking, and I can't say I'm not glad that you're not sitting next to me. And Angela, it's just that
Rally Sons of Notre Dame.
That's exactly why. And Angela, we didn't get a chance to talk about this last week because I was sick, and
Yes,
I'm still. And no, I didn't call in sick because Pitt lost. Okay. But Angela, did I not tell you, Ange, that it would be a closer game than what you thought? Because Pitt is the most schizophrenic team in all of college football. They just are. They're schizophrenic. From their upset in 2007 against the Mountaineers, beating Clemson a few years ago, Miami last year, and there's more in between there. They're just that program. They'll beat a top 5 team or at least compete with them. But the next week they'll lose the ITT Tech and go 5-7 for the year.
So here's what we have. We have the all poll saying Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, LSU. Coaches Bowl, Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, LSU.
Honestly, Notre Dame definitely should be up there, I think. Of course, Alabama's going to be, the top dog, because they always are. A lot of people even are telling me that Alabama's ruining college football for them, because they're just so dominant. And you can't blame Alabama, per se, for that, but I'm kind of getting sick of them, too. But
what are the standards?
I don't know.
What are the standards?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what, though. What's the standard going to be at Pitt now? Is Pat Narduzzi, is he still on the hot seat, or are people kind of giving him a little bit of leeway, not for beating Notre Dame, but hanging with them? You
got to fire him because of that.
Well, what did you think of that fake punt?
You got to fire him. Here's why. You were miserable against Pitt, or against Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you need to really be fired.
Well, it's year 4, and this is still happening. By year 4, I know what you're saying. Coaches should be kind of trending upwards, not downwards. And man, it's just like he's still learning on the job with year 4. I mean, listen, you're gonna call a fake punt on 4th down. A handful of minutes left in the game. A fake punt only works when no one's expecting it. I think
you have an overtime win, which could have went anyway against Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
And the Orange aren't like a particularly dominant team, as they have 4 or 5 wins. I guess they're 5-2.
It's good, but not like yeah.
And I told you I thought that would be the team that would give Notre Dame some fits. Okay, Georgia Tech, you only got a 5-point win out of. So, could you have conceivably lost? Could you be defeated now rather than 2-4?
Well, I mean, it could have.
I mean, and the schedule doesn't look good. Here's what you got: Duke. Okay, and Duke plays tough.
Mm-hmm.
Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, and Miami. Now you know Miami's going to be itching to thump them
After last year.
after last year down in the Orange Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Wake Forest, away from home. Virginia Tech is no slouch. I don't think things look good.
Yeah, I don't
for
think
the Panthers.
I don't think they're gonna finish with 6 wins and a trip to a bowl game. And the thing with Narduzzi is he hasn't been recruiting well. Nothing's really seemed to be trending upwards, and you know I think what is going in his favor is the fact that he did sign an extension last year. But I think we both know in college football, those extensions, things like that, they don't necessarily, mean anything. Obviously, financial things, yeah, of course, but you could still either get fired or leave. It might make things a little more difficult on the compensation side for either party, but still, this isn't Heather Lyke, the Pitt athletic director. This isn't her hire. She might look kind of stupid because she did give him the extension, then fire him. But I think what will happen is that they'll give him another year. I can't get over how Kenny Pickett, the quarterback for Pitt, how awful he's been this year. And last year he had that great game, the last game of the season against Miami, when he was balling out, and everyone, including myself, was thinking, hey, this might be the future for Pitt. I don't know if it's him or if it's Pat Narduzzi and staff not developing him well. I don't know. But things are not trending upwards for the Pitt program. And if things don't happen really quickly, I think he's gone. I do think they'll maybe give him another year. But ultimately, I don't see it. I don't even see that other year them being successful. Nothing's trending upwards. So it could be another Pitt football coaching search, and Pitt has had like 10 of them since 2010. It's a joke.
Well, now, down the street, there's a school called Duquesne University.
That could probably beat Pitt.
Well, when you're looking at the Dukes, they got blown out against UMass.
Yes.
Hawaii didn't blow them out as bad as UMass did. Now, they've played 2 Division I teams. Throw those out. Then they play, and I hate when Bryant, and they lose 21-20. The Dukes now are rated in that division. What, does this mean Duquesne football now is starting to become what people will look at in Pittsburgh?
Well, I mean, obviously, the Steelers are still going to be the top football team in town. But from a college standpoint, man, it might be. I mean, just Pitt.
Do you think Pitt?
I'd get behind
says
Duquesne.
no.
What's
Do you
that?
think Hawaii said yes, UMass said yes. What's the chances of a Duquesne Pitt football game to open the season?
And
And what happens if they open the season next year, Narduzzi's the coach and he loses to the Dukes?
That would be hilarious. Now, Duquesne, they are FCS subdivision 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're technically below YSU because Pitt usually schedules SCS subdivision 1. I think that's what YSU's in. They usually schedule in that.
Well, this team is chosen by the immediate panel of the top 10 media members to cover the tier of Division I footballs was released Tuesday, and the Dukes were rated.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't know if Pitt schedules schools from.
It would be very dangerous for them to schedule Duquesne.
Oh, goodness gracious! If they were to lose a Duquesne.
It would be a really large crowd at
Yeah.
Hinesville.
Well, I remember I said the same thing. Goodness gracious, if Pitt was ever to lose to YSU, and what, they lost to YSU in 2011. So
It's an equal opportunity loser.
You know what? I agree with that. They're an equal opportunity loser, but at the same time, they could be an equal opportunity winner and beat a top 5 school, so who knows. But I think we're due for a break, if I'm correct.
Okay,
I think we're overdue for one.
When we come back.
All right, so we're going to go for a break that we're overdue for, and now a word from our sponsors.
This program furnished by the MAD Unit, Mobile Auto Detailing. See Michael Sad at themadunit.com.
Holy snowman, it's the Turf Bar, home of great sandwiches, appetizers, tacos, you name it, they have it at the Turf Bar. It's just the right food. You'll enjoy those special drinks. They're there too. And get that nice cold beverage, relax, enjoy the Turf Bar. If you ain't there, you should be. Hello, friends. Pinella Brothers, 1701 Hamilton Street, provided funding for this program. Great food and drink, Pinella Brothers.
We're back, and are you ready for my question?
I suppose. Let's hear it.
And I know your feelings with this team.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, but I have to ask you about, yes, the West Virginia Mountaineers.
Ugh. Oh, man.
Primarily because WVU is getting some press. They're ranked.
Well, you know what? As much as I can't stand WVU, and as much as I can't stand WVU fans, they just, for the most part, do everything the right way. You know what I mean?
They only have one loss. That loss came to Iowa State last week.
Uh-huh. But I mean,
Okay.
they're just, listen, they're just always good. They've run the same type of offensive system since, 2005. They don't go through many head coaches. Dana Holgerson has been the coach there since, 2010. You know, they're stable. They have they have a high up-tempo offense, which is good for recruits because in West Virginia, you gotta go to other states and recruit, obviously. So recruits want to go there and show off their skill. A lot of recruits don't want to go to Pitt in a,
I disagree with you.
Okay.
Because, and I'll tell you why. Pitt's putting a lot of quality people in the NFL.
Well,
Year in and year out, but they don't win year in and year out.
Well, this is why I think Pitt's that school who'll get your 6 wins, and you'll have a Larry Fitzgerald, a Darrell Revis, a LaShawn McCoy, Deion Lewis, and they'll have that one amazing player, but they don't have usually great talent across the board.
West Virginia, in these last 5 games, it's Baylor, number 6 Texas, TCU, Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma. They get 4 out of 5. They're going to a bowl.
Yeah.
They,
Well, wait. What's West Virginia's record now? They have 5 wins, right?
they got 1 loss.
Yeah. So they're 5-1, right?
3, 4, 5, 6.
So 6-1 then, right?
Yeah.
Well, then yeah. I mean, what do you mean they'll make a bowl? Of course they'll make a bowl.
No, I'm talking about a major bowl.
Okay. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and look, they're always just right in there. Yeah, I remember being I remember in the 2000s, I was always so jealous because West Virginia was always in one of those BCS bowls, whether it's Sugar, the Fiesta, whatever. They're just always there. They're always there, and I wish Pitt would do it. You know what I mean? I think to myself, how come Pitt can't do it? West Virginia could do it. So, I don't know. As much as I can't stand their fans, I do love the state of West Virginia, though. I just don't like West Virginia fans, I think, more than anything. I just think they're mean. But that's a different topic.
Onward to Major League Baseball and the Fall Series Classic Tuesday. Boston taking on the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to win it all?
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, Angelo. The only thing I was really following this year in baseball was to see if the Pirates would get over 500, and they finished 82 and 79, so I'm pleased with that. Of course, I wanted them to make the playoffs, and I said this last show. Wouldn't it be something if they finished above 500 after the terrible offseason they had? One of the worst off seasons ever. They still finished above 500. I'm just saying, as a Pirate fan, I think you could enjoy that. We don't get many winning seasons. But as far as the World Series, I think if I had to choose, I think I'd want Boston to win. But I
don't want a boomerang on you. But do you know what happened this weekend?
What?
The Westminster Towering Titans thumped number 7 WNJ.
Interesting.
The reason I'm putting this out there is if you put a dot in Pittsburgh and you draw a circle around it, everybody around it's winning, including the Dukes.
But Pitt. And that's the problem right now. And there's a bye this week, and then the Titans play Carnegie Mellon and Geneva, arch rival Geneva. So so I think we actually need to take a break here. But when we come back, I do want to talk Penn State and Notre Dame just a little bit more because we missed a couple weeks. So I want to get back into that. But now a word from our sponsors.
Today's programming is brought to you by NCTV45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community television station. This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535. These fine businesses provided funding for this program. Gatherings, Town and Country, and On Target.
and we're back.
We are back for our third and final segment.
Cupcakes, anyone? Cupcakes?
Well, speaking of cupcakes, Angelo wanted to briefly talk about what he calls the cupcake squashers. Is that the name he gave them?
You know what, Penn State people, I got to tell you, they get highly agitated when they lose. And I'm going to give Pitt a pass on this because it was bad, the weather was bad, okay, and flukes do happen. Appalachian State in OT. They should have beat them at home. Okay, then they played Kent State. They lost to Ohio State and Michigan State. Came out with just a squeak. They needed WD-40 against Indiana to get a 33-28 win.
Well, you know what, too? Speaking of Ohio State, obviously that was a heartbreaking loss for Penn State. But now that Ohio State got trounced on by Purdue, now people are wondering, was that even I don't want to say a quality loss, but like...
But staying with this. Now, the Cupcake crew has 18 and number 5. They got Iowa, Michigan, Wisconsin. Then they go, to make sure they get in a bowl, they get Rutgers and Maryland, which Union wasn't available. So, I just can't take them seriously because they could easily have 5 losses.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody you compare their schedule to plays a tougher schedule than them.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's kind of what I was saying. So if you have a weak schedule and you have 2 losses, and people kind of were saying, hey, they played one of the better teams of college football, Ohio State. So a lot of them people weren't. They were like, hey, if you could hang with Ohio State, they could hang with anyone. But like I said, now that Purdue trounced them, people are wondering how, quality of a team Ohio State is. But yeah,
Going
losing
to the left coast and USC. USC has not played. They at UNLV, which is a Division I program, Stanford, Texas, Washington State, Arizona, Colorado, Utah, Arizona State, Oregon State, Cal, UCLA, and Notre Dame. They don't have any cupcakes. They don't have any cupcakes. And I just picked them out. I went like teams, boom, and I picked out somebody.
Right.
So what's this tell you about the Penn State program?
Well,
Yes,
I mean,
lose them to the cupcakes,
mhm.
and Penn State can only beat the cupcakes. Time to call Betty Crocker. She makes a better batter.
Man, I'll tell you what, though. At least we have Notre Dame, right? And after that Pitt game, how were you feeling? Or how were you feeling during that beginning of that fourth quarter? Were you starting to sweat it out? Were you?
I was entirely confident in my Irish
Mm-hmm.
to prevail because as we say in Notre Dame, it's God, country, Notre Dame. Okay, so 2 out of 3 chances you're going to win if you have Notre Dame.
Yeah, well, that's one way to look at it. I am going to hope Notre Dame wins it all. Honestly, I just hope someone dethrones Alabama more than anything. Before we end the show, though,
Not for long league.
What?
The not for long league. The Giants and the Falcons tonight.
Well, yeah, speaking of football, I just realized we didn't even talk about the Steelers. So real quick before we wrap the show up, the Steelers are now in first place in the North after the bye. So leave it to the Steelers to be on a bye week and jump all the way up to first.
Yeah, because everybody in the division lost. It's
Exactly.
like the market writing itself.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's think about this a second.
So that tie wasn't the worst thing then.
No, but let's think of it. When you look at Cincinnati, it's not the Bengals, it's the Bungles. When you look at the Ravens, it's bye-bye Birdie. And when you look at the Cleveland Browns,
They're the Clowns.
it's sending the Clowns. Now, I think the Clowns are going to beat bye-bye Birdie and the Bungles. Okay? Because, it just, with the schedule, with the way their quarterback's playing, things look okay. Now, they got to get clocked against the Steelers this weekend. And then they got the Chiefs. Then they can make a tremendous run because they've got the Falcons at home. They go at the Bengals, at the Texans. They got the Panthers at home. They go at the Broncos. Then they got the Bengals at home. And they go at the Ravens. So I see a better chance of them finishing higher up than, say, a Cincinnati.
I thought you were going to say Pittsburgh. But
Okay, Cincinnati, they've got to take the Steelers on again, the Chargers and the Raiders and the Broncos. So they're playing everybody on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And your Ravens, well,
Wait, what? My Ravens.
at least you admitted it.
Oh, jeez.
They're going to the West Coast too, with the Raiders and the Chargers. So things look good for a finish that's going to have Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Baltimore.
I do remember at the beginning, or during preseason, you predicted the Browns to finish above 500, right? Get like 8 or get 9 wins.
I said they'd get 9 wins.
That I think any Browns fan would be happy to take that. Final note, though, if you're a Steeler fan, do you hope the Steelers start Le'Veon Bell?
No.
If he even shows up, he
No.
did. He missed camp today too, or he missed practice today. I'm over it.
This is just breaking. They had an incident down at the Giant Eagle in Pittsburgh
Okay.
where an NFL player bumped into this older lady, and she said, "Your face doesn't even ring a bell."
You know what? With all seriousness, though, I would just run with Connor. He's the hot back. Bell's heart's not there. I mean, what's the point? I mean, for goodness sake, he's missed 7 games so far. So I don't see a point in starting Bell. I remember last year when he missed the first couple games, he was rusty. Imagine what it's like after missing 7 games. Who knows what shape he's in, what mindset he's in. I don't care. He's gone anyway, I think, eventually. So, but that's it. And Angelo, any parting words?
Here come the Irish.
Here come the Irish. Anyone but Alabama, please. But I hope you all have a good one and stay safe.
A special thanks to the YMCA for caring about the Lawrence County community and providing funding for this program.